What did your mom do that became the stuff of legend? My mom worked as a night shift nurse at our county hospital for 12 years. She was known for remembering every patient's favorite drink and always having extra blankets ready. Even the grumpiest doctors would soften around Nurse Linda. One Friday night in March when I was 14, our hospital received a call that changed everything. A charter bus carrying 35 high school students back from a debate tournament had crashed on the interstate during a thunderstorm. Multiple injuries, kids trapped, chaos. Our small hospital wasn't equipped for mass casualties. We had maybe 15 beds total and only 3 doctors on duty. The nearest trauma center was 90 minutes away, but with roads flooding and ambulances backed up, we were it. My mom was supposed to get off at 11 p.m., but when the first ambulance arrived with screaming teenagers, she called my dad. "I'm staying. These kids need every hand we can get." The emergency room became a war zone. Kids with broken bones, concussions, and cuts everywhere. Some were unconscious, others hysterical. Parents were driving through the storm trying to get there, but most lived hours away. That's when the hospital administrator, Mr. Walsh, made the worst decision possible. He looked at the chaos and declared, "We're over capacity. Start transferring the less critical cases to County General immediately." County General was 2 hours away on a good day. In this storm, with these injuries, it was basically a death sentence for some of these kids. My mom stepped between him and the stretchers. "These children are not leaving this building until they're stable and their parents are here." Mr. Walsh's face turned red. "Nurse Peterson, I'm ordering you to prep the transfers. We don't have resources for this many patients." Mom looked around at the scared teenagers, some calling for their moms, others too hurt to speak. She grabbed every nurse on duty and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "We're not moving these kids, period. You're fired if you disobey a direct order," Mr. Walsh shouted. Mom calmly replied, "Then fire me. But I won't abandon these children when they need us most." She turned her back on him and started coordinating care. For the next 8 hours, our little hospital became something magical. Mom organized the nurses like a general. She converted the family waiting room into an extra treatment area, turned storage closets into private spaces for scared kids, and somehow found beds for everyone. When they ran out of medical supplies, she called every pharmacy in 3 counties. When kids couldn't reach their parents, she held phones to their ears while they cried. When a 16-year-old girl was terrified about surgery, Mom sat with her for an hour, braiding her hair and telling stories. The most incredible part was watching her with Jason, a kid who'd been driving the debate team's van. He wasn't physically hurt, but he was convinced the crash was his fault. Mom spent her entire break sitting beside his bed, explaining how black ice works and that weather, not teenage drivers, caused accidents. By 6 a.m., every single student had been treated, stabilized, and reunited with family. Parents drove from 5 states through the worst storm in years. When they arrived to find their children safe and cared for, the gratitude was overwhelming. The next Monday, Mr. Walsh called Mom to his office, expecting to find her alone. Instead, the lobby was packed with parents, students, and half the town. The local news was there. Even the state senator had driven down. The meeting lasted 5 minutes. Mom walked out with a promotion to head nurse and a new hospital policy called the Peterson Protocol, prioritizing patient care over bureaucracy in emergencies. She wasn't just our town's nurse after that. She became the nurse who proved that sometimes the right thing matters more than the rules. When she retired last month, over 300 people showed up to thank her, including Jason, now a doctor himself, who credits that night with inspiring his career.